This video is going to go over how to find and access office hours and or tutoring if we have a dedicated tutor attached to our course. Okay. So there's a couple of different things of how your Canvas course may be organized. If your Canvas course has an opening page or buttons on its front page, namely you come into the desktop version or browser version of your Canvas course and you see something like what's currently displayed that has a button menu where you would find your office hour page or the link to the office hours is either right here under quick links or under the button that talks about the syllabus. Okay. Now, if you don't have a front page to your Canvas course that has buttons, or if you're on something like the Canvas app and you just go directly to modules, you would see something more like this with a bunch of different modules, whatever those modules happen to be. The very, very top module that says something along the lines of quick links is where you can find your office hours. So maybe the page on office hours is at the top, maybe it's further on down, but just click the one that says office hours and or tutoring. Once you get into that page that deals with office hours and tutoring, what I've done is at the top of the page put specifically the information for my office hours, and then below that it goes into the other resources. So next we have the specific dedicated tutoring for our course if it's applied. This course here, whose page I'm on, I've got the link to the course Discord channel. And then this course actually has a dedicated tutor attached to the course, and here it's got the times when he's going to be over on Discord. Okay. If you don't have a dedicated tutor attached to your course, you just wouldn't have this bottom part. You would still have the link to Discord where you can talk to your fellow classmates to get extra help as well. And then below this is where you can get the various help and tutoring from places outside of what's dedicated specifically just for our course. Okay. Now, specifically in terms of getting to office hours, there are 3 different ways that you can grab me dealing with office hours. One is drop-in, one is by appointment with pre-set up appointment time slots, and the third one is if none of those other options work, just contact me and we can set up a time that works for both of us that's different than the preset times. Okay. Now, for the drop-in office hours, I've got them set here through Zoom, and just it's set up similar to any online Zoom meeting. The actual meeting itself or Zoom scheduled meeting is set for the full time slot, but you just drop in whenever you've got a question. Okay. Notice here you don't have to do anything special. You can just click on the link right there. It'll automatically go and start the meeting regardless of what time of day and which day of the week you click on the meeting. Please note, however, and I'm not actually going to start this right now. Please note, however, I will only be in that Zoom meeting at whatever time the office hours are scheduled for. So this here tells you that the office hours are scheduled Tuesday, Thursday, 2 to 3. Make sure you look at what those times are. If you try to access this, say, on Friday at 1 a.m., I will not be there. You'll go over to that meeting and you'll be sitting there and waiting and nobody will show up but you. Okay. So please watch out when the times are actually scheduled. Now, the by appointment, specifically with designated appointment times already set up, these are also Zoom meetings, but they're scheduled and managed through Google Calendar. Okay. Both of these 2 links right here go to the exact same place. Just click on whichever one of these buttons you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the top one. Now, this one actually comes to a week, and you'll notice here it doesn't have anything scheduled, and you're like, wait a second, what happened? Well, down here, notice this tells you when the next available slot is. Maybe that happens if, in this case, I've set the first appointment slots to be available the following week, or if other people have already reserved all of the slots. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this button to show you what it looks like, and let's go to a single day. Okay. So this one here is on this day, I've got appointments set up to be from 2 to 3 p.m. Each of these individual slots are set to be 15 minutes. Notice they're staggered. That's just because to make the buttons big enough. That's what Google did. So to schedule an appointment, you click on any of these buttons that say office hours. If they're already reserved, if somebody else has already scheduled that time slot, you will not be able to click on the button. The button disappears. Okay. So I'll click on one of these to see show you what it is. This one here, it'll tell you when you're scheduling your time. It tells you which day as well as which time slot you're scheduling, and then just click save. Notice as soon as you click save here, what you will get is you will actually get the link to join the Zoom meeting. Okay. Please note this Zoom meeting is not created until the first person in whatever day it is, and I won't actually click yes here. The first person reserves the time slot. So I don't actually have a link to these Zoom meetings until the first person actually clicks and reserve their time slots. Now, a nice thing about these particular appointment slots is, say you reserve this time slot right here at 2 to 2:15. You have whatever question it is that you have and you realize, oh no, this question definitely takes longer than 15 minutes to answer, or maybe we get sidetracked and jabber, or maybe you get into the meeting late and you realize I really did still need those full 15 minutes. At the end of your time slot, whichever one you reserved, Zoom is not going to kick you out of the meeting. Okay? Suppose somebody else reserved the time slot right after, and instead of me going to a second Zoom meeting, every single person who reserves a time slot for each of these 4 time slots for this one day is going to be funneled into the same Zoom meeting. Okay, so to some extent it is like drop-in tutoring, except the meeting time doesn't actually get created until the first appointment is reserved by you guys. Okay, so don't worry about if you run over on your time slot. I can totally handle it if multiple people are there at the same time. This here, reserving your time slot, is literally telling me that, hey, you're coming starting at whatever time slot you reserved. And it also gives you the specific link to the office hour time that you did reserve. Okay. So that's the crash course in dealing with office hours and appointment slots.